Hello. Today it is Veterans Day in the United States of America. If you're in America, it's Veterans Day. A lot of free stuff. I already got my shirt that shows that I'm a veteran, but you also have to show your identification. You get all kinds of free stuff, but I'm going to go by myself, so it's not as much fun to sit there in a dining situation. Myself and Emily, we used to go every year, but not this year. So I'm going to get a free haircut. Maybe even get that on Sunday. Today is not. I'm filming this on Saturday for Monday. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So what are we going to do? How can you celebrate the Veterans Day? Well, there's a lot of free stuff for us veterans to give, but what about if you're not a veteran? You're not supposed to be eating the free stuff. A lot of people will put a sweatshirt that says Army on their wife, and they'll go and the restaurant is nice and they'll give them both food. They're not supposed to. You're supposed to check the identification or your DD-214 or whatever you have that shows that you are a veteran with your photo ID. Well, a lot of places quit doing this because of the abuse. So please, if you're not a veteran or a military member, this is the Veterans Holiday. This is for veterans, but they will also allow those that are currently serving because they will become veterans. We have Memorial Day, and we'll become that too. Probably we will eventually have to die. But yeah, that's what it's for. It's for those that served, and I guess those that are currently serving. It was originally not for them, for the active duty, which I was active duty. Then I went into the reserves. I did a little time in the Guard, and then back into the reserves, then out. So yeah, so that's what's going to happen. So today we're going to make, if possible, we're going to make an air fried keto pizza. I don't know if I'll put it. Yeah, I'll also probably put like, making air fried keto pizza. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go off camera. No, I was gonna turn around. Just let me go ahead and pause this for 1 second. Okay, I'll be kind of in and out of this. This is my air fryer. It's a Philips. This at the time that we got it in 2018, it was rated #1 on Consumer Reports. Now they have the big cabinet kinds, and those are popular, but not very good, they said. I'm not going to upgrade my air fryer because this one works just fine. But what happens with that one is you can cook more than one food at a time. This one, you got to cook one thing, and then you got to stop. You got to cook something else. So one thing about air frying, we're all about convenience. But let me show you what we're going to do and how many carbs this will be. We're going to use these Mission carb balanced tortillas. And as you can see, they have 3 grams of net carbs. So we'll go with net carbs because that's what keto goes with. So 3 grams of net carbs. We're going to use 2 of those. That's 6 grams. Then our cheese, which will be over here. The mozzarella cheese, 0 carbs. We'll use a little pepperoni. These pepperonis are big. These are like sliced of the deli kind. There's more to go on a big sandwich than onto a pizza. So these are a little big. I may cut these in half when I put them on there. Just rip them in half so it doesn't cover the whole pizza up. But they're a little bigger than the ones that you'd use on a pizza. They're quite a bit bigger than you'd use on a pizza. But that's all that was available. So I got that. And then someone gave me this low sodium marinara. Now this is not pizza sauce. Because what is pizza sauce? Well, no, it's not. It's really just a marinara, which would kind of go on top of a pasta. See, pasta sauce. And this right here is 0 added sugar, which is good, right? No tomato paste is in here at all. So they created it that way. So it's got 6 grams of carbs total. Can you see that? 6 grams. But 2 grams of fiber, so that's in a half a cup. We'll probably use it slightly less than half a cup, and that's going to be 4 grams of carbs. So the total on this pizza would be about 10 grams. Is it the size of an extra large pizza from Pizza Hut? No, it is not. They don't have extra large, I don't think, unless they've got, no, I should use a different pizza place. Small, medium, and large. Medium and large is all they had, and then some of them would have a personal pizza for those small personals. But I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and then I'm going to preheat the air fryer. Now it's going to make a little noise. There's nothing I can do about that. So I'll probably keep the camera right where it is and just go ahead and pause this. Now remember, when you're using your air fryer and you're using your ingredients, everything will be a little bit different for you. So you want to make sure that you have that your food is hot enough, and it's not within the danger zone or anything like that, which I don't think. If you use the air fryer, it's usually pretty good at getting to the proper temperature. The only thing we really use that you're going to be using will really be the meat, and it's already pre-cooked. So I don't know how much I'm going to fit in here. I have no idea. Can you see me? But I'll be making it. You'll just see my, kind of can see my hands or whatever. So I'm going to pause for a second, and then we'll come back and we will continue. Okay, and it's just finishing up. You can hear it. It's not too loud. I don't know how it's coming out on here. I should have worn my mic. I forgot. Someone gave me that mic. I feel bad. I've used it about 3 or 4 times on my videos. I did an experimental one with the mic, and then I've done a couple more, but I need to use that some more. The cordless mic that I can hook onto my clothes. Is doing its final heating. Now, one thing I was going to tell you about the tortillas, we're going to use 2 tortillas. 1 and 2. Now, Mission Tortillas is a great company. They make good products, but sometimes their consistency will be off a little bit, as you see in size. So if you have one that's bigger than the other, put the bigger one on the bottom, because we're not going to flip this over. The air fryer cooks on the bottom and on the top, kind of like maybe like a convection oven, but so you don't really need to flip it over. So let's go ahead and turn this off right now. Ding. Okay, and you can make this on a plate, or you can go ahead and make it directly in the basket, and we will be making it in the basket. It's just one less step. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our tortilla. I'm off camera, making sure we can see. So you can add 1 tortilla. Oops, I just told you the way I was doing it, I did it backwards. Okay, we put the bigger tortilla on the bottom, and you will get bigger tortillas. Now, these are whole wheat. These are the whole wheat ones. Now, when you go to a pizza place, you usually will have the choice of a thin crust, like a hand tossed, a lot of people call it the regular crust, or maybe even a pan crust pizza, which is cooked in a pan. It depends on what they have available at that location. Some of them will have something called cracker crust, which is even thinner than thin. So if you only use 1 tortilla, you'd be getting a total of 3 less grams of carbs, 3 fewer grams of carbs. So you can do that if you like. I'm making this with 2 because I'm making it for somebody else, and they like thin crust. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some mozzarella cheese to the first tortilla. And the reason we're going to do that, really, it gets that your cheese tastes good, but it also will hold the 2 tortillas together. And as weird as it may seem, if it doesn't hold together, try a little butter also. I don't know why. Maybe it helps with the melt or whatever, but it will help. Ow! That's really hot. Definitely at 400 degrees. And then you can put your second tortilla like that, like so. Can you see in there? Not too well. Let's go and move over here. Okay, we'll put it like that so you can see. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our sauce. Now, it says use half a cup. I'm not measuring. I'm just going to use a tablespoon. So I stirred it up a little bit. I'll stir a little more. This may, you may use a little bit more, a little bit less. All this stuff has to do with your taste. But as you can see, it's pretty crunchy. And they don't use tomato sauce. They actually, some these companies, those add some seasoning to their tomato sauce or to the tomato paste, and they don't really it doesn't really have any crunch. So then I'm gonna stir it around. This topping's pretty small. This topping's a little bit too small. I should have done this when I had this idea to do this. I should have done it when I first bought those tortillas, but the only ones I had left were the ones that were kind of oddly sized, and that happens sometimes. I don't know if that's something they do that happens. Now you can go all the way to the edge if you like on this. Since it's so small, I probably will bring it out a little bit further than you would maybe when you traditionally would have pizza, where you maybe have an inch crust. And when you make this, you might be tempted to do that and make have it stick out pretty far. But remember, these are tortillas. This is not a pizza crust. You can also buy low carb pizza crust, and you can also buy, it was RAO or RA, whatever it is. They do have a lower, maybe one that's a little bit lower than this, but this is really pretty low. And then you're also getting tomatoes, and you're getting some healthy stuff. Now, since that is a marinara sauce and not a pizza sauce, I'm going to just put a little bit of Italian seasoning. You can make your own oregano. You know it's gonna be in the oregano, garlic, a little onion maybe. But I just add a little bit to there, give a little bit more of a pizza taste. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of this Parmesan cheese. I made a video about that earlier, like, do we have to refrigerate our Parmesan cheese? And it said only after opening, so put a little sprinkle of that in there too. That's just to make the sauce taste more like a pizza sauce. None of that's necessary, and you can also do whatever you like. So next we're going to add cheese. Now you have to be careful with this. When you add cheese and you add the pepperoni, you may have a different thickness than you're accustomed to, or that like one time you might make it and you have it a certain height or a certain thickness, and other time you might make it might be a little bit less. So you got to make sure. The only thing you really have to know about this, since everything is basically pre-cooked, is how it tastes to you, and is it crispy? That's one thing. I'm going to tear these. I made another one to just test out the air fryer, make sure everything's working right. These are really big. See how big these are? If you see it on top of the pizza, it looks like a meatball or something. So let me go and tear that in half or something. Yeah, just tear it. Yeah, because it's a little too big. And I'll tear these too. So now this is going to have 3 pepperonis on that, so it has a little bit of thickness. So we want to make sure, and all air fryers are different. So I'm cooking this at 400 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and start again. It's still pretty hot. It probably is at 400. And then I'll put a little bit more cheese on top. So mine's going to be at 400 degrees. I'll do it for about 3 minutes, and I'm going to check it. And then if it doesn't look like the cheese is melted on top, that's usually a good indicator it's not going to be that far. But the main thing we're looking for now is going to be crispiness. And is that cheese melted. So once again, ingredients. This is the soda. This is a low sodium one I got. Now some people need sodium if you're on a keto diet. They say you have sodium and fats with your meals. This does have some sodium, of course. There's gonna be sodium in some of the other stuff too, I'm sure. This has a little salt, but this is 0 carb. This is of course with 0 carb. This is less than 1 gram of carb. So I should have probably said, okay, maybe this would be with both of those it might be 11 grams. I don't know, but we use less than the half a cup. So I would still say this is probably 10 grams, a 10 gram keto pizza. And of course mozzarella cheese is 0. So a lot of diabetics, a lot of people that are on a keto diet, they say, I'm so sick of just eating things like, bacon and eggs and cheese. Because you think when you first become diabetic, or if you're not a diabetic, those people say, wow, that's great, I wish I could just eat that food, but eventually they get sick of it. And sometimes I would like something without cheese, that's not, whatever. You see that a lot on the Facebook groups. But one thing you do is you can also take the ingredients that you can have and try to make yourself something that you would enjoy. But we'll let this go ahead and cook for a little while. Or fry for a little while. Air frying is pretty weird, isn't it? You would think, when do we think of this? You would think that we could have had an air fryer once the fan was created. We could have had an air fryer. And I'm sure a lot of those old ovens were similar to that, because if you just put wood into a fire and then you put your food in there, there's going to be circulation of air because you're burning a fire. So this will be done soon, and then I will show it to you. Take a photograph of it, and this will be done. But we're cooking air fryer, boop, 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 boop. Keto. Its ingredients: keto air fryer pizza. Now is it going to come out good? I think it will. We can probably tilt it back up this way because we'll show it. And if you have any questions, please don't forget. Please subscribe. I think on this time it is gonna be over here. If it's facing me, it's on this side. But please just make sure you subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, I'm trying to build my channel. Please like it, whoop, 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 and share it with your other friends. Now you don't have to make this as a diabetic one. You can actually make this with pizza crust. There's another pizza you can make. You get those biscuits. You go bonk, bonk, bonk on the table. Those tubes. And it pops open. You can take those and spread those out and make yourself a tortilla. So you don't have to use those ingredients. But please subscribe, like, share. It sure does help. Let's see what it looks like. Whoa, look at that. Boop, 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 boop. It looks good. But as you can see, the cheese is partially not melted. The 2 tortillas are stuck together. So let's go and give it 1 more minute. Now also, you can adjust as to how you like your pizza. Do you like your pizza very crispy, a lightly crispy? However you like your pizza. You can make your pizza the way you want. And this also, you can make it for people if you have a group of people, you can make individual pizzas for each one. And wouldn't this be fun to make with kids? Now, a lot of people think when you use the air fryer, you can't get burned. I burned my finger, as you saw earlier. And this is how it looks now. And that's just about done. Let's give it one more minute. So this is going to be a total... This would be a total of about 6 minutes, I think, cooking, because I'm making a little bit extra crispy, and I put a little extra cheese. So things you could do to modify it if you want to make even lower carbs of this, just use one tortilla, use a little bit less of the sauce, and you can do it that way. But really, if you think about it, 10 grams of carbs is not bad for a meal. And also, you can change your, up to your liking. So always remember that. This I usually just grab with my hand and slop it over there, and then I'll let this cool all the way down. But that's what it looks like. What do you think of that? So I would think the total time, because we were talking about this and we stopped and we paused and we heat it, the time involved would be 4 minutes, approximately 4 to 5 minutes to heat up this air fryer. The smaller air fryers go about 2 to 3 minutes. They say the larger ones are 4 minutes. This one here is considered a medium, and it's about 4 minutes too. But anyway, this is what it looks like, and that is a homemade air fryer keto pizza. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, share. You might have a friend out there who would love to have pizza, but they don't eat pizza anymore because they are a diabetic. It can happen. Kids, that can happen. Don't let this happen to you. But that's right there. It's about, I'd say about 10 grams of carbs, time-wise, total from start to finish, with a preheat, probably 10 minutes. So 10 minutes, 10 carbs, and it tastes just like a regular pizza. I'll probably sprinkle a little bit more of this on top, just a little teeny bit, and let it melt in. I mean, let it work in, and we put a little of this on here. This will start melting into. This is like when you add your, I'll put it on here, but don't put too much. This is kind of like when you add your Parmesan to your, maybe your spaghetti or whatever, and it will work its way into. So remember, the modifications, you can modify your tortillas. You can make this with a flatbread. Let me show you. I got these. These were on deep clearance. These are called flat out. This is probably pretty good. It's a light Italian herb. A little bit thicker than a tortilla, so you might have to adjust that. But you can make it on that. You can make it on some kind of a wrap thing that's available to you. You can make it on pita bread. You can do whatever you want. But just make sure the cheese is melted and it looks crispy, and that way you'll know it's done. So anyway, so like, share, subscribe, and make your comments down below. How do you like your pizza? Do you eat pizza? Do you even eat pizza? I just don't know. Take care, everyone. Have a great Veterans Day. Remember, this is a celebration. It's not a somber memorial. This is a celebration. We're celebrating those who served, and I did serve, but I'm also going to celebrate the others that served. I'm going to tell them thank you for your service, and I thank you out there, those of you that pay your taxes. Like I've said in many videos, if it wasn't for you, I would have one less leg because I would never been able to afford the medical care I've gotten. I'd probably be dead actually, because I had cellulitis to the point where it was killing me. So thank you so much for that, and have a great Veterans Day. Take care.